beneath porch shadow. Dust trail fading behind park truck. Fence line stretching toward dark horizon. Wind bending tall grass in silence. Faint doubt hovering over open plain. Boot heels pressed firm in the gravel. Inner steel steady beneath layer calm. Bank flame glowing under steady breath. Dust trail curling across pale moonlight. White sky arching over empty road. Quiet grin masking unspoken tension. Fence line guiding silent reflection. Faint doubt flickering like distant lightning. Inner steel holding posture upright. Bank flame warming beneath cool exterior. Wind tracing circles through rural dark. Dust trail dissolving in the star-washed night. Fence line splitting shadow from pasture. Quiet grin leaning into patient silence. Open land humming deep blues tone. Inner steel rooted like oak trunk. Faint doubt soft but persistent pulse. Bank flame steady against drifting wind. Dust trail marking recent departure. Quiet grin flickers under pale lantern. Fence line vanishes in the midnight haze. Inner steel shaping deliberate movement. Wide plane carrying restrained emotion. Faint doubt easing under measured breath. Bank flame glowing beneath layered jacket. Dust trail thinning across gravel bend. Wind carrying faint barn door creak. Inner steel steady as I unhinge. Quiet grin balance between calm and strain. Fence line pointing toward distant bomb. Bank flame warm under quiet chest. Faint doubt fading into wide darkness. Dust trail long erased by a breeze. Inner steel humming beneath steady pulse. Wind bending fields in silver waves. Quiet grin soft beneath rising starlights. Bank flame steady against cooling air. Fence line stretching into tomorrow. Dust trail memory under fading tires. Inner steel holding faint doubt steady. Quiet grin warming bank flame glow. Fence line silent under drifting wind. Dust trail lost within rural night.
Yeah. 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 Rest stop flickers beneath them neon lights. Gas pump hums quiet beside asphalt lanes. Fuel gauge leaning low on restless drivers. Windshield smear catching streaks of passing headlights. Roadside motel sits silent behind faded sign. Rest stop benches empty beneath scattered streetlights. Gas pump nozzle swings faint against one concrete. Fuel gauge trembling under quiet night. Yeah. Windshield smear streaked by last night's rain. Roadside motel lights glow faint across parking lot. Rest stop echoes with distant passing tires. Gas pump humming beside idle engines. Fuel gauge pointing toward last mile marker. Windshield smear catching neon reflections from roadside signs. Roadside motel quiet beneath low humming air. Rest stop benches cold beneath soft street light glow. Gas pump dripping faint in morning haze. Fuel gauge reading low under amber glow. Windshield smear reflecting headlights of early travelers. Roadside motel doors quietly waiting for guests. Rest stop stretching along endless highway line. Gas pump nozzle swinging softly in idle. Fuel gauge clicking low with faint vibration. Windshield smear catching shadows up passing nightfall. Roadside motel neon flickering in quiet rhythm. Rest stop hums beneath the head wires and faint lights. Gas pump humming low across asphalt. Fuel gauge bending beneath dashboard faint glow. Windshield smear streak with dust and road grip. Roadside motel empty as distant fog drifts. Rest stop benches holding quiet and gentle echoes. Gas pump dripping fainted into concrete pool. Fuel gauge trembling under restless driver's hand. Windshield smear reflecting moonlight on low asphalt. Roadside motel quiet beneath humming neon sign. Rest stop stretching into shadows beyond view. Gas pump hums low as night lingers. Fuel gauge leaning faint toward empty mob. Windshield smear tracing faint streaks of soft rain. Roadside motel waiting in beneath starless sky. Rest stop benches cold and empty beneath glow. Gas pump swinging faint against silent asphalt. Fuel gauge leaning low on the dashboard, dim light. Windshield smear catching streaks from passing shadows. Roadside motel finally still beneath early dawn. Rest stop fading in a quiet morning haze. Gas pump silent beneath warm sunrise light. Fuel gauge windshield smear night dissolve softly. Yeah.
Empty stage breathes beneath fading ceiling lights. Dust flows slowly in cooling theater air. Curtains hang heavy without movement or sound. Wooden boards creak under lingering silence. Folding chair rests slightly angled near backstage wall. Pullbars scattered softly across one floor. Golden echoes claim the velvet curtain folds. Air hums faint with residual amplifier warmth. Ticket stub lights forgotten near front row. Edging slightly faded from nervous hands grip. Memories linger heavier than bass lines play. Night settles deep in a quiet balcony corner. Spotlight dim flickers once before surrendering. Shadows stretch long across polished wood grain. Mic stand silhouette leans against curtains. Seems silence swells thicker than any encore. Late applause still echoes inside empty rafters. Claps dissolve slowly in a still in darkness. Breath held moments now drift into memory. Stage boards cool beneath tired air. Empty stage holds warmth from vanished bodies. Folding chair remembers restless shifting weight. Ticket stub curls beside abandoned program page. Spotlight dim leaves soft amber halo. Late applause fades into subtle room tone. Bass vibrations settle into hollow boards. Curtains whisper lightly against hidden traps. Dust glimmers faint in balcony shadows. Empty stage hums like restrained heartbeat. Folding chair casts narrow patient silhouette. Ticket stub sleeps under scattered confetti. Spotlight dim rests against ceiling beams. Late applause now only memories echo. Wood absorbs the rhythm once delivered. Air feels heavier than final chorus. Silence carries deeper resonance tonight. Empty stage stretches under cooling rafters. Folding chair waits without expectation. Ticket stub holds the proof of presence. Spotlight dim exhales into darkness. Late applause dissolves in a muted hush. Curtains fold softly into resting lines. Stage lights hum faint before powering down. Theater breath slows into measured quiet. Empty stage, folding chair remains still. Ticket stub rests beneath spotlight dim. Late applause drifts beyond wooden walls. Night closes softly around the hall.
Summer hum drifting across open meadow grass. Distant ridge glowing under fading daylight gold. Still pond resting without restless movement. Wind brushing softly over valley floor. Mirrored sky floating across glass water surface. Summer hum steady beneath cricket rhythm. Open meadow stretching beyond fence memory. Rolling hill darkening into violet dust. Distant ridge holding last thread of sunlight. Still pond reflecting drifting cloud shapes. Open meadow breathing beneath warm air. Stone path curving towards shaded grove. Summer hum thick within tall grass waves. Mirrored sky bending across quiet water. Valley floor humming low beneath horizon. Wind weaving slow through wild stems. Open meadow wide beyond measured miles. Distant ridge soft beneath pale moonrise. Still pond calm under fading colors. Summer hum lingering in cooling breeze. Mirrored sky glowing across glass water, rolling hill fading into evening tone. Open meadow quiet under stars scatter, wind drifting gently through shade line. Distant ridge steady against drifting cloud banks, still pond holding moonlight reflection. Summer easing into night hush, stone path in beside river bend. Mirrored sky steady above silent valley, open meadow resting beneath dark canopy. Distant ridge blurred in twilight haze, wind brushing cool along canyon walls. Summer fading toward quiet rhythm, still pond glass beneath rising constellations. Rolling hills stretching beyond visible thought, open meadow silver under night sky. Mirrored sky steady across tranquil surface, distant ridge anchored in midnight calm. Wind whispering low near river bend, summer dissolving into cricket song. Open meadow breathing under scattered stars, still pond unmoved by passing breeze. Mirrored sky endless beyond cliff edge, distant ridge resting beneath pale glow. Summer quiet within open meadow, still pond reflecting mirrored sky softly. Distant ridge fading into dark horizon, night settling over valley floor. Thin crescent hanging above quiet treetops, oil lantern glowing against timber walls. Cabin hush thick within wooden beams, wind drifting slow beyond dark meadow. Creek bed whispering beneath narrow bridge, field edge silver under faint moonlight. Thin crescent steady in open sky, lantern flame flickering in soft rhythm. Oil lantern casting shadows on plank floor, cabin hush resting over stone hearth. Creek bed murmuring through shallow bends, wind threading softly past screen window. Thin crescent curving above distant ridge, field edge stretching toward silent barn. Oil lantern warm beside rocking chair, air cooling under star-filled vault. Cabin hush deeper than spoken word, creek bed carrying slow night current. Thin crescent bright against dark canopy, lantern light trembling on wooden door. Field edge fading into rural dark, oil lantern steady beside porch rail. Cabin hush wrapping around wood stove, wind brushing grass near state road. Thin crescent mirrored in still pond water, creek bed gliding under timber span. Oil lantern humming low with warmth, field edge quiet beneath scattered stars. Cabin hush steady against outside wind, lantern glow reflecting off tin roof. Thin crescent hovering near horizon bend, dust faint along distant dirt track. Creek bed carving path through shadow, field edge calm under moonlit haze. Oil lantern flicker soft near doorway, cabin hush layer with timber sin. Thin crescent steady above silo shade, lantern light tracing cracks in floorboards. Creek bed flowing beneath frosted banks, wind easing slow across open acres. Field edge dim in deep night tone, oil lantern guarding quiet interior space. Cabin hush unbroken by passing sound, thin crescent fading toward early dawn. Creek bed steady beyond cabin hush, oil lantern soft under thinning night. Field edge resting in pale horizon glow, thin crescent slipping behind ridge line.
When the hush drifts across the frozen valley floor, snow print marks footsteps from early wanderers. Boot track tracing paths between bare trees, frozen breath drifting slow in the crisp air. Dark ground soft beneath morning sunlight. Winter hush folding into quiet street corners. Snow print faint under icy glaze. Boot track leading past abandoned barns. Frozen breath visible under gray sky. Dark ground releasing steam from berry frost. Winter hush weaving through leafless branches. Snow prints stretching toward distant ridge. Boot track stopping near silent creek bed. Frozen breath carrying cinder pine needles. Dark ground muddy where snow recently melted. Winter hush settling over empty fence line. Snow print fading under drifted morning fog. Boot track bending along narrow trail edge. Winter hush echoing through open fields. Star ground damp beneath crooked footpath. Frozen breath rises in silver morning air. Snow print shining with sun hits ice. Boot track careful along bridge over creek. Winter hush thick between spar-soaked trees. Thaw ground soft with residual melted snow. Frozen breath lingering across pale horizon. Boot track leading under skeletal tree canopy. Snow print marked by small animal paws. Winter hush pressing on quiet river bend. Dark ground giving way beneath slow footsteps. Frozen breath shaping clouds in cold sky. Boot track fading toward distant hill crest. Snow print tracing lines over frozen pond. Winter hush resting between broken reeds. Dark ground dark along worn gravel path. Boot track moving past shadow rock outcrops. Frozen breath curling in muted morning light. Snow print glistening along frost coated fence. Winter hush enveloping abandoned cabin walls. Dark ground soft with chimney smoke rise. Boot track continuing past frozen stream edge. Snow print fading under thin layer of ice. Winter hush carried by subtle winter wind. Dark ground soaking through warm winter boots. Frozen breath easing in the morning warm. Snow print scattered across quiet winter field. Winter hush fading, the sun climbs high. Dark ground soft beneath weary footsteps.
Coat pocket hides fingers from winter air. Street lights flicker against wet asphalt lines. Wind threads softly through narrow side streets. Breath hangs low beneath distant traffic home. Damp collar rests heavy against tired neck. Rain lingers faint across woolen fabric. Footsteps echo under hollow overpasses. City exhales quietly in midnight blue. Knit cap pull low against sharp breeze. Neon reflections ripple in roadside puddles. Shoulders ride slightly against the cold. Shoes tap rhythm on empty sidewalk. Chilled hand flexes beneath hidden warmth. Knuckles crack softly in subtle tension. Breath slows into measured cadence. Street hum bends under passing headlights. Far look stretches beyond traffic signals. Eyes trace sky and blur against dark horizon. Windows glow faint in distant towers. Wind hums low through bare branches. Cold pockets shields fragile warmth inside. Damn collar brushes jaw with cool reminder. Kneecap shadows half closed eyes. Chilled hand curls gently mere chest. Far look lingers over sleeping storefront glass. Reflections shimmer under pale street lamps. Footsteps mark time against slick pavement. Night hums deep beneath quiet baseline. Damn collar carries faint rain scent. Cold pocket eyes subtle restless tremor. Kneecap shields thoughts from wind. Chilled hand steadies under laid wool. Far look fades to a quiet skyline. Streetlights pulse faint along narrow blocks. Footsteps echo gently through empty avenues. Night carries blues and muted undertone. Cold pocket, damn collar remain close. Kneecap shadows, chilled hands softly into quiet horizon. City rests beneath slow winter breath. Cold light, cold light.
Autumn wind drifting through open roadside trees. Dry leaves swirling along cracked sidewalk edges. Leaf crunch beneath tighter walking shoes. Early bloom peeking through damp soil. Wildflower patch hidden beneath falling foliage. Autumn wind shaping patterns on cracked asphalt. Dry leaf fluttering against rusted street signs. Leaf crunch echoing in narrow alley corners. Early bloom timid beneath low sun. Wildflower patch stretched across roadside ridge. Autumn wind brushing branches above path. Dry leaf sliding along gravel shoulder. Leaf crunch mixing with distant traffic. Early bloom leaning towards scattered light. Wildflower patch bright beneath amber haze. Autumn wind carrying scent of damp earth. Dry leaf tangled in fence wire. Leaf crunch marking quiet pedestrian steps. Autumn wind whispering across empty lot. Early bloom unnoticed near cracked curb. Wildflower patch vibrant against muted grass. Autumn wind bending tall stems near sidewalk. Leaf crunch audible where gravel meets stone. Early bloom catching glow of fading sun. Dry leaf drifting past fading mailbox. Leaf crunch soft against morning dew. Autumn wind carrying distant dog bark. Wildflower patch holding droplets of rain. Early bloom forming under scattered shadows. Leaf crunch scattered along stone walkway. Autumn wind moving soft across field edge. Wildflower patch hidden in low grass. Dry leaf pressed against curb corner. Leaf crunch beneath approaching bicycle tire. Autumn wind folding soft through alley bend. Early bloom bending toward pale horizon. Wildflower patch lining old stone fence. Leaf crunch carried by the passing breeze. Autumn wind weaving through abandoned light. Early bloom catching fleeting autumn rays. Dry leaf twisting across the afternoon light. Leaf crunch under slow measured footsteps. Autumn wind cooling soft over quiet park. Wildflower patch glowing faint in evening haze. Early bloom resting beneath muted sky. Autumn wind fading with less sunlight. Leaf crunch trailing in the evening shadows. Wildflower patch holding gentle quiet calm. Storm roll echoes through dense pine forest. Thunder fire rumbles low beneath dark canopy. After rain softens every warm forest trail. Wet earth smells fresh under dripping foliage. Soil scent rising from moss-covered tree roots. Storm roll moving clouds across quiet glade. Thunder fire hums behind scattered ridge line. After rain glistens on leaves and needles. Wet earth holds footprints of wandering deer. Soil scent drifting faint beneath shaded canopy. Storm roll distant over ridge and valley. Thunder fall rolling through shadowed tree trunks. After rain leaves shimmer with tiny droplets. Wet earth soft under gentle hiker step. Soil sand mingles with pine needle fragrance. Storm roll fading as sunlight pierces forest. Thunder fall lingers in a hollow creek bend. After rain forms small puddles and hollow roots. Wet earth sticky beneath fallen oak leaves. Soil sand drifting through quiet untouched glade. Storm roll carries through narrow winding path. Thunder fall echoes off boulder and cliff.
After rain hums and distant waterfall mist, wet earth cushions each careful footstep. Soul scent fills pockets of warm morning air. Storm roll fading as birds begin their chorus. Thunder far softens against broken tree branches. After rain leaves a sheen on every stone. Wet earth clings to worn hiking boots. Soil sand marks a trail of early wanderers. Storm roll hums low behind dark pine trunks. Thunder fall stretches along mossy slope edges. After rain, quiet streams that run over stone. Wet earth shining beneath soft amber light. Soil sand rises from decayed leaves and bark. Storm roll fading behind the western ridge. Thunder far whispers as clouds slowly disperse. After rain leaves puddles reflecting forest sky. Wet earth holds warmth from fading sunlight. Soil sand drifting into the evening air. Storm roll softens as night creeps quietly. Thunder far distant beneath the starry canopy. After rain hums and hollow log passages. Wet earth cools under drifting moonlight. Soil sand lingering where footprints fade slowly. Storm roll gone beyond ridge and valley line. Thunder far retreats under quiet night calm. After rain trails vanish beneath whispering trees.
Resting beneath white evening sky. Open field stretching past fading sunlight glow. Fence posts casting long patient shadows. Wind drifting slow across tall grass. Steady hope moving like calm river water. Surface smooth but carrying deep current. Low fire glowing near weathered stone ring. Smoke rising thin in the cooling dusk. Grain sway folding under gentle wind bend. Dust settling soft along empty paths. Footprints fading into rural silence. Sky turning violet over distant hills. Shared quiet thicker than spoken language. Eyes aligned without urgent motion. Steady hope breathing beneath later denim. Low fire pulsing with restrained warmth. Calm river bending beyond tree silhouettes. Green sway brushing against wooden fence line. Open field humming in muted twilight. Wind carrying scent of dry soil. Low fire reflecting faint and steady. I share quiet, grounding restless thoughts. Steady hope from beneath quiet posture. Calm river whispering beyond dark brush. Grain sway marking rhythm of slow breath. Fence line guiding toward unseen horizon. Open field echoing distant barn creek. Low fire cracking beneath patient stars. Shared quiet stretching across rural miles. Steady hope, steady as rooted oak. Calm river gliding under pale moonlight. Grain sway silvered in night air. Low fire dimming but never surrendering. Open field resting under scattered constellations. Shared quiet settling in deep calm. Steady hope woven through country silence. Calm river carrying secrets beneath surface. Grain sway shifting with subtle pulse. Low fire warming through later chill. Shared quiet steady against drifting down, Steady hope anchored like fence post shadow. Open field vast beyond minor worry. Calm river flowing under dark ridge. Grain sway echoing patient rhythm. Shared quiet holding low fire glow. Steady hope flowing like calm river. Grain sway bending beneath night wind. Open field breathing under quiet stars.
Oh, sky vault stretching endless over quiet acres. Open sky fading from amber into indigo. Long shadows spilling across gravel drive. Wind easing soft through silent pasture. Screen door tapping impatient rhythm. Faded barn leaning under twilight haze. Tin roof cooling beneath distant stars scatter. Field edge dissolving in a darker tone. Sky vault wide beyond visible fences. Long shadow trailing past silo base. Open sky humming low at night. Insects creak bed whispering beneath wooden planks. Screen door sighing under gentle push. Faded barn resting near county line. Long shadow crossing porch step boards. Wind brushing tall grass and silver waves. Open sky holding thin crescent glow. Sky vault arching beyond horizon ridge. Faded barn quiet against rolling land. Field edge soft beneath drifting dust. Screen door creaking into cabin hush. Long shadow stretching toward gravel bend. Open sky scattered with distant stars. Tin roof ticking under cooling air. Sky vault deep above country mile. Faded barn silhouette against pale horizon. Long shadow fading into dirt road. Wind drifting steady through fence line. Open sky breathing over open pasture. Screen door resting slightly ajar. Faded barn holding decades of silence. Field edge glowing under porch light spill. Sky vault quiet beyond chimney line. Long shadow cast by oil lantern. Open sky silver beneath pale moonlight. Gravel crunch echoing across dark yards. Screen door tapping against wooden frame. Faded barn steady near state road. Long shadow folding in a night settle. Wind cool and slow along creek bed. Open sky vast beyond small worries. Sky vault sheltering rural stillness. Faded barn anchored in midnight calm. Field edge resting under scattered stars. Screen door quiet beneath sky vault. Long shadow gone within open sky. Faded barn still under distant constellations. Night closing softly across the land.
Seat row stretches quiet beneath them house lights. Velvet fabric holds warmth from vanished bodies. Programs rest folded along wooden armrests. Dust drifts softly through theater air. House walk echoes under patient, careful footsteps. Shoes brush lightly against patterned carpet threads. Edges sounds glow faint in distant corners. Air hums lower cooling amplifiers. Balcony rail gleams beneath faint amber lightning. Hands once gripped this polished metal curve. Shadows lean softly across upper walls. Sound lingers gently above empty space. Crowd murmur fades into distant memory. Voices dissolve into soft architectural echo. Wooden beams hold whispers of applause. Night settles heavy across the stage. Slow blink under dim balcony haze. Eyes adjust to thinning auditorium light. Breath steadies in lingering quiet. Heart hums low like upright bass. Zero carries indentations of crescents. Fabric creases remain where stories unfolded. Aisles walk leads toward shadowed exit doors. Balcony rail cools beneath empty air. Crowd murmur, now a ghostly vibration. Ceiling rafters, cradle fading resonance. Stage lights dim into muted glow. Curtains rest without dramatic movement. Slow blank marks transition into solitude. Footsteps soften along worn aisle edges. Seat row rests beneath quiet dust. Balcony rail reflects pale street light shimmer. Eyes walk hums with hollow cadence. Crowd murmur lingers in memory's corner. Breath flows steady in cooling hall. Shadows stretch long across velvet seats. Zero aligns like patient piano keys. Balcony rail curves beneath faint reflection. Slow blink soft and sharp interior light. Air vibrates gently with aftershow calm. Crowd murmur dissolves into quiet rafters. I walk narrows pores, closing doors. Zero fades into distant silhouette. Balcony rail cool against resting hands. Seat row, stillness. Balcony rail hums over fading crowd murmur. Slow blink settles into muted reflection. Night folds softly around the theater. Zero, I walk, remaining stillness. Balcony rail hums over fading crowd murmur. Slow blink settles into muted reflection. Night folds softly around the theater.
Steady gaze, resting over distant horizon line. Tall grass folding under patient evening wind. Gravel road stretching beyond fading daylight. Dust trail rising beneath slow turning wheels. Deep sigh carried through wide open plain. Fence line cutting shadows across dry earth. Wind bends shaping grain sway rhythm. Sky holding pale tones of quiet dust. Subtle trust forming without spoken language. Boot heels pressing softly in the loose gravel. Calm river humming beyond distant ridge. Air thick with unspoken recognition. Quiet burn glowing beneath later silence. Slow fire resting under measured breath. Wide plain echoing with distant crow calls. Underflow thought moving beneath surface calls. Steady gaze following tire markers. Dust trail fading in the orange horizon. Deep sigh blending with evening breeze. Tall grass brushing against denim cuff. Subtle trust lingering in shed horizon. Fence line leading toward unseen promise. Quiet burn, warm and slow spoken phrases. Underflow thought steady as hidden stream. Gravel road humming beneath patient steps. Wind bends soft against weather jacket. Steady gaze, steady against lowering sun. Deep sigh, easing tension from shoulders. Quiet burn rising like bank flame glow. Wide plane breathing under open sky. Underflow thoughts circling beneath calm voice. Subtle trust building without dramatic gesture. Steady gaze tracing edges of open field. Dust trails settling in the fading light. Deep sigh resting within chest cavity. Calm river bending beyond shadow brush. Quiet burn warming through cooling air. Underflow thoughts steady beneath composed face. Subtle trust grounded like rooted oak. Fence line pointing toward distant bond. Wide planes stretching past visible worry. Steady gaze unwavering against nightfall. Deep side dissolving in the grain sway. Quiet burn glowing under rising stars. Underflow, thought floating beneath still surface. Subtle trust anchoring, quiet burn steady. Steady gaze holding through fading light. Deep side closing the open field.
Scarf knot tight against drifting winter wind. Street lights glow pale over frozen pavement. Footsteps crunch softly along salted sidewalks. City hum rest beneath distant engine noise. Hood up shields thoughts from cold breeze. Neon reflections ripple in shallow icy puddles. Breath cloud rises beneath dim ember lamps. Hands remain buried deep in heavy pockets. Knuckle crack echoes softly in quiet block. Shoulders tense briefly against winter air. Breath cloud dissolves into pale rising. Street hums low under muted traffic flow. Soft knot exchange beneath passing headlights. Eyes meet briefly under flickering signs. Scarf knot shifts slightly with each step. Hood up frames half shadowed expression. Breath cloud pulses in steady rhythm. Knuckle crack marks subtle tension really. Footsteps tap gentle cadence on asphalt. Wind threads softly between narrow buildings. Scarf knot holds warmth near resting jaw. Hood up block, stray winter drizzle. Soft knot acknowledges shared midnight silence. Breath cloud floats under sodium glow. Knuckle crack punctuates chill stillness. Footsteps slow beneath fading storefront light. Scarf knot brushes chin with quiet friction. Air vibrates faint with distant baseline. Hood up, shadows thoughtful gaze. Breath cloud thickens under colder gusts. Soft knot signals understanding without words. Shoes echo softly across empty crosswalk. Scarf knot loosen slightly at corner. Knuckle crack soft beneath layered gloves. Breath cloud trails in a shadowed alley. Street hum carry quiet blues undertone. Hood up against restless winter sky. Soft knot beneath flickering traffic light. Scarf knot settles into balance warm. Footsteps mark time and patient cadence. Breath cloud fades toward distant skyline. Knuckle crack subtle under chilled hand. Hood up frame steady forward motion. Street lights pulse gently along frozen curve. Scarf knot, hood up, remain steady. Breath cloud lingers after soft knot. Knuckle crack fades into night air. City rest beneath winter blues.
Exit crowds spill slowly on a midnight pavement. Voices blur in the softened urban echo. Neon signs tremble against dampest asphalt. Air cools sharply under passing headlights. Rain slick streets mirror fractured city lights. Shoes splash lightly through shallow reflections. Traffic hum bends across distant intersections. Cold wind threads through open collars. Puddle ring widens beneath falling droplets. droplets, street lamps shimmer inside rippling circles. Footsteps scatter rhythm across glossy pavement. Night carries subtle metallic resonance. Umbrella drip marks steady patient temp. Water trails along cold sleeves slowly. Shoulders tighten beneath damp fabric folds. Street exhale softly in the fall. Red cloud rises and pale in the air. Voices dissolve in the misted distance. Hands tucked deep inside, waiting pockets. Footsteps soften in the quieter cadence. Exit crowd thins into scattered silhouettes. Rain slick glows under tired traffic lights. Puddle ring shivers beneath passing tires. Umbrella drip continues measured percussion. Breath cloud flows beyond dim storefront glass. Wind pushes loose paper along curb. Shoes tap subtle rhythm on wet concrete. Night hums low and after show calm. Exit crowd becomes distant mirror memory. Rain slick reflects blur marquee letters. Puddle ring catches faint neon shimmer. Umbrella drip blends with distant engine hum. Breath cloud fades beneath cooling sky. Collars raised against restless wind. Street lights pulse gently over empty blocks. Footsteps stretch long into silence. Rain slick mirrors pale moon fragments. Umbrella drip slows with thinning storm. Exit crowd disappears around corner bends. Puddle ring settles into stillness. Breath cloud rises one final time. Neon flickers against dark window glass. Shoes echo lightly across hollow streets. Night carries rhythm in quiet undertone. Exit crowd gone beneath rain slick glow. Puddle ring fades under umbrella drip. Breath cloud drifts into sleeping skyline. City rests inside muted blue.
Fairy horn echoes over misty early waters. Lighthouse beams slicing through faint fog haze. Dark rope sways gently as the waves lap timber. Anchor drop trembles beneath briny morning tide. Tide pull stretches across sand and pebble shore. Fairy horn hums beneath rising pale sunrise. Lighthouse beam guides the drifting coastal vessels. Dark rope hums under hands tightening knots. Anchor drop settles on seabed beneath rippling water. Tide pull brushing fingers along weathered pier. Fairy horn distant yet heavy in the hush. Lighthouse beam glints on foam tip waves. Dark rope coils beside barnacle post. Anchor drop rocking slightly with gentle swells. Tide pull drawing driftwood to silent edge. Fairy horn hums faint beneath morning gulls. Lighthouse beam flickers across the wet shoreline. Dark rope creaks as boots step carefully over. Anchor drop echoing faint across cold water. Tide pull dragging every shadow toward dust and fog. Fairy horn cuts through salt air and calm waves. Lighthouse beam guides sleepy early morning sailors. Dark rope tangled with remnants of forgotten nets. Anchor drop trembling beneath soft rocking hook. Tide pull bends seaweed against wooden pilings. Fairy horn drifts distant over scattered ripples. Lighthouse beam bright on the crest of water. Dark rope stretched tight between warm pier poles. Anchor drop rests beneath small wooden skiff. Tide pull whispers along sandy scatter shells. Fairy horn fades with morning tide steady hum. Lighthouse beam bends over rippling foam. Dark rope snagged on barnacle cover corner. Anchor drop shifting with gentle rocking motion. Tide pull brushing driftwood and pebble lines. Fairy horn echoing faint through low mist. Lighthouse beam steady across tidal shimmer. Dark rope hums faint beneath soft boot steps. Anchor drop sends ripples through shallow water. Tide pull carries morning light across sand. Fairy horn low beneath waking gulls. Lighthouse beam tracing edges of small waves. Dark rope coiled beside weathered timber planks. Anchor drop finally rests beneath quiet water. Tide pull drawing light across gentle sea. Fairy horn fades in the distant horizon. Lighthouse beam slowly swallowed by rising sun. Dark rope anchor drop morning soft melody.
calm stare fixed beyond flickering porch light. Gravel road stretching past silent barns. Wide plane breathing beneath violet sky. Fence line cutting through fading twilight. Mouthed out, hovering over quiet moonlit. Wind been moving through tall grass slowly. Dust trail drifting behind park. Pick up slow, amber glowing beneath steady chest. Cool resolve, settling into grounded posture. Boots planted firm on worn wooden step. Grain sway whispering in open distance. Calm river murmuring beyond dark ridge. Gravel road humming under idle engine. Mild out flickering like distant lightning. Calm stare holding loose shifting shadows. Slow and but warm and restrained conviction. Slow and but warming, strange conviction. Cool is all firm as fence post shadow. Wide plane stretching under patient moonlight. Dust trail fading into rural silence. Tall grass brushing against weathered denim. Mild out soft beneath composed breath. Calm stare steady against uncertain wind. Slow and but pulsing in quiet rhythm. Gravel road guiding toward unseen turn. Cool is all rooted like oak tree trunk. Wind bed shaping field into silver waves. Rain sway echoing distant memory. Wide plane carrying blues undertone. Calm stare tracking tire marker. Mild out dissolving under steady thought. Slow amber glowing beneath quiet skin. Gravel road humming beneath worn tires. Cool resolve leaning into midnight air. Fence lines stretching into shadowed horizon. Wild flame resting under scattered stars. Calm river flowing past unseen stones. Calm river flowing past unseen stones. Gravel road whispering beneath heavy boots. Slow amber steady under layered jacket. Calm stare unbroken by distant thunder. Mild out fading into open sky. Cool resolve balance like hanging ladder. Wind bent soft across sleeping fields. Wide plane carrying steady heartbeat rhythm. Gravel road quiet beneath the moon glow. Gravel road quiet beneath moon glow. Calm stare fixed beyond fading porch light. Slow amber steady under cool resolve. Mild out settled into rural hush. Gravel road stretching into tomorrow.
Pale moon rising over quiet treetops. Dark canopy folding above silent fields. Wooden bridge resting across creek bed. Air cooling beneath distant alcohol. Chimney smoke drifting from cabin roof. Tin roof ticking on the night settle. Pale moon reflecting on frost line. Wind moving slow through open sky. Dark canopy stretching over silo shadow. Wooden bridge creaking beneath light step. Spring thaw whispering under frozen soil. Chimney smoke fading in the sky vault. Pale moon steady over county line. Dark canopy thick above faded barn. Creek bed murmuring under thin ice. Air sharp with early morning frost. Wooden bridge steady above slow current. Chimney smoke curling in patient spirals. Spring thaw beginning subtle thaw drip. Pale moon glowing against open sky. Dark canopy sheltering field edge quiet. Tin roof cooling under star scatter. Wooden bridge holding steady weight. Chimney smoke soft beneath pale light. Spring thaw shifting frost line gently. Creek bed breathing beneath melting crust. Pale moon hovering open hush. Wooden bridge arching across shallow bend. Chimney smoke thinning in the cold night. Spring thaw murmuring under wood stove heat. Wind brushing soft along open land. Pale moon steady beyond horizon ridge. Dark canopy resting above rocking chair. Wooden bridge echoing soft footfalls. Spring thaw loosening winter grip. Chimney smoke rising over porch step. Creek bed shining under thin crescents. Dark canopy deep above county miles. Pale moon bathing field edge silver. Wooden bridge quiet in midnight air. Spring thaw marking subtle season turn. Chimney smoke fading in the open sky. Dark canopy sheltering rural hush. Pale moon resting above wooden bridge. Spring thaw soft beneath chimney smoke. Dark canopy folding over creek bed. Night settling across the county line. Still pond resting under pale morning sky. Glass water reflecting distant tree silhouettes. Ripple fade spreading from dry pebble stones. Drifting cloud covering sun in gentle layers. Rain line forming across one wooden bridge. Still pond absorbing colors of muted dawn. Glass water hums beneath quiet bird song. Ripple fade echoes softly along moss edges. Drifting clouds slow across horizon stretch. Rain line tracing fingers along tin roofs. Still pond calm in forgotten garden space. Glass water holding shadow a leaf canopy. Ripple fade moving through shallow riverbed. Drifting cloud bending around distant ridge. Rain line weaving across patch of moss. Still pond mirroring sky's pale gray brush. Glass water trickling near broken dock plank. Ripple fade tracing gentle currents downstream. Drifting clouds shifting under soft wind sway. Rain line adding rhythm to falling branches. Still pond quiet beneath overhanging willow. Glass water flowing near stone embankment. Ripple fade stretching across sunlit surface. Drifting cloud hovering low above valley. Rain line soft along deserted riverbank. Still pond breathing under early fog veil. Glass water reflecting pale autumn light. Ripple fade carrying hints of last storm. Drifting cloud folding in the distant hillside. Rain line marking edges of fractured rock. Still pond echoing the low hum of forest. Glass water resting beneath scattered leaf. Ripple fade gentle along shallow creek bed. Drifting cloud hiding behind tall pine tops. Rain line curling across soft moss ground. Still pond steady beneath muted afternoon. Glass water stretching toward falling branch. Ripple fade moving under slow current. Drifting cloud casting soft shadow patterns. Rain line whispering over distant stone edge. Still pond resting where light barely touches. Glass water holding reflection of thin reeds. Ripple fade merging with gentle wind ripples. Drifting clouds shifting toward open horizon. Rain line fading as evening softens light. Still pond quiet under twilight hue. Glass water reflecting drifting cloud above. Ripple fade carrying calm in the night.
Stage light fades in a low amber silence. Dust flows gently through cooling theater air. Cables like cord across wooden floorboards. Footsteps soften in a measured backstage rhythm. Backstage hush traps around hanging velvet curtains. Whispers dissolve beneath dim corridor bulbs. Mirrors reflect tired, satisfied expressions. heavy drapes. Hands once raised, now rest at sides. Breast steadies under fading spotlight glow. Shoulder roll loosens tension from performance strain. Neck tilts slightly toward quiet rafters. Shoes scrape gentle across one stage planks. Heartbeat slows into steady bass cadence. Eye close, holds moment before exit. Silence swells beneath them overhead fixtures. Stage light flickers one final reflection. Air carries faint scent of wood and sweat. Backstage hush deepens into calm stillness. Curtain call becomes distant architectural echo. Shoulder roll softens into relaxed posture. Eye closed lingers under cooling lamp. Stage light hums low against empty seats. Backstage hush presses softly against walls. Footsteps drift through narrow passage corridors. Breath flows steady in muted reflection. Curtain call memory warms quiet thought. Shoulder roll shifts jacket into comfort. Eye close absorbs lingering harmonic vibrations. Air vibrates faint beneath silent rigging. Stage light dims beneath quiet ceiling beams. Backstage hush settles into patient calm. Curtain call fades into distant applause. Footsteps mark time against hollow boards. Shoulder roll loosens remaining restless energy. Eye close centers rhythm in steady pulse. Stage light cools against metal housing. Air hums softly through dim backstage corner. Backstage hush folds into peaceful aftertone. Curtain call dissolves beyond theater walls. Shoulder roll aligns breath with tempo. Eye close drifts toward inner silence. Stage light, backstage hush remain quiet. Curtain call rests beyond heavy curtains. Shoulder roll softens under tired jacket. Eye close, seals